And you got Walmart stores closing down, Amazon cutting back. And then the Lord was telling me like about strikes. When it came to UPS, he's like, strike is coming. Like, this will be the biggest strike in history that they've ever seen, or similar to one that happened that was pretty huge. And that's what the Lord told me about my job. Like, and I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, their contract is coming up. And if they don't like what they see, which they probably won't because of the changes in the economy, people gonna strike real bad. And so that's what I thought about. I was like, whoa. It's just crazy how everything is coming together. And it's wild how everything is coming together. So I look at all this stuff and tell you guys, it is so important that you move with God no matter what. It's important that you move with God no matter what, because God will give you that protection of things, finances, and lead you to safer ways to access your finances other than these banks with the whole shutdown and stuff.
More than 340,000 UPS workers are preparing for a potentially historic strike. Experts say a walkout of that magnitude could have supply chain implications and cost the U.S. economy billions of dollars. KTLA's Annie Rose Ramos live in LA's Westlake district with more on that. Annie Rose, good morning.
Frank and Jessica, good morning to you both. A rally going to get started here outside of the Olympic warehouse of UPS. You can see right there the entrance. We're expecting employees to begin walking out in the coming moments. One of them who just walked out, I want to bring in Jenny. You work inside this warehouse. Tell us a little bit more about what this strike means for you today as we walk, because we know that people are going to start gathering around the corner. So tell us first a little bit more about why you're out here.
Yeah, so we're in negotiations right now, and the last point of negotiations is part-time pay. So I'm a part-timer, and our biggest demand for this contract was to get a big raise because we've been underpaid for a long time as part-timers. So we're out here. The company has said they don't have any more money for us, so we're out here rallying basically to get support and show unity in that we are ready to strike if UPS forces us to, which is looking like it's the case because they have not given us a better offer than what they last presented.
Now, I want to go straight to a statement from UPS that we have here, because they say that your union, the Teamsters representing all of your workers, have walked away from the negotiating table. Take a look at this statement right here that we have from the UPS. The UPS saying, in part, quote, "The Teamsters, which is the union representing the workers, have stopped negotiating despite historic proposals that build on our industry-leading pay. We have not walked away, and the union has a responsibility to remain at the table." Quote, end quote. Meanwhile, the Teamsters say UPS were the ones who walked away from the table, not them. Now back here live, we want to go to this street just outside of the warehouse. This is where they're going to be gearing up in order to do this rally. We also know that SAG-AFTRA and WGA also going to be joining us here. It officially gets started in the next couple of minutes. As you can see, everybody lined up on this street. We're expecting a truck just behind us to come on in from Teamsters, the union representing the UPS workers.
David, I want to talk about another potential strike on the horizon. Let's talk about UPS. That one is a bigger issue. We know negotiations between UPS and Teamsters seem to have hit a standstill. Well, they really have. There are only really less than 2 weeks left to avoid a strike, at which point over 300,000 workers could halt and cost the economy billions. Right? At which point over 300,000 workers could halt and cost the economy billions.
No one in the nation delivers more packages than UPS. I didn't really know that.
Yeah, makes sense.
I know, but that could all come to a halt if Teamsters go on strike August 1st.
Yeah, so the union has been practicing their picketing outside of the distribution center in Warwick. NBC 10's Joanna Boris is live there to explain the possible disruption to that city, Joanna.
Talk about a disruption. Take a look at this giant blow-up pig that has been set up across from the UPS distribution center as union workers practice their picket. As Teamsters practice walking a picket line, the city of Warwick prepares for a potentially disruptive strike on the 1st of August. Police Chief Brad Connor says hundreds of Teamsters could gather in this industrial park off Jefferson Boulevard, requiring 50 to 80 police officers to keep the peace.
Even if they're peaceful picketers, anywhere from 500 to 1,200, 1,300 people is a lot of people to contain. We're there just as much to protect the rights of the picketers as we are of the employer who's trying to continue to run their business. So we're there as a neutral party.
Colonel Connor says he was a patrolman during this UPS strike in 1997. NBC 10 was also there.
1997, there were a few arrests towards the end of the strike. A couple of officers were injured when the pushing and shoving got a little out of control. One of our officers was pushed into one of the trucks going by and sustained some injuries. So that's what we don't want to have.
Warwick Mayor Frank Picozzi says the police detail would strain resources, forcing the city to cancel some events.